Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451 and its use of censorship. This video was created by Michelle Stinson, a Wofford College senior, English and Government double major. Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451 is a timeless novel. Not only is it applicable today with its knowledge concerning technology, but Fahrenheit 451 is also a reflection upon history. Nazi Germany is a great example to identify when studying censorship and its relation to Fahrenheit 451. When discussing censorship and its implications, it's important to examine why censorship is used. Who does it affect? And for those doing the censoring, why do they believe that whatever is being hidden should be kept secret? In Fahrenheit 451, the reader is given the way in which books became irrelevant in the story. At first, as Beatty says, the people started to become disinterested in books, and also that the books were a cause of sadness for the people. Over time, people began to find books to be even more irrelevant and a source for unhappiness. The knowledge discovered through reading was described as useless because it made people feel uncomfortable. Beatty provides the reader with the basis for which education becomes irrelevant by saying, "You always dread the unfamiliar. A book is a loaded gun in the house next door. Burn it." Instead of blaming the firemen for burning books and inciting censorship, Beatty goes on to call them custodians. He later says, "There was no longer need of firemen for the old purposes. They were given the new job as custodians of our peace of mind, the focus of our understandable and rightful dread of being inferior, official censors, judges, and executors." Examples of censorship in history are parallel to Bradbury's depiction of book burning. A specific instance is in Nazi Germany in 1933, when educators and students made a list of books that they deemed unnecessary for the learning curriculum. Books that were banned were not only those written by Jews such as Albert Einstein and Sigmund Freud, but they also included American authors as well. The United States Holocaust Memorial Museum states that these Nazi groups included librarians, teachers, and students. After taking those censored books and burning them, schools decided to teach blind obedience, which enforced loyalty toward the Nazi Party and hatred towards the Jews. Censorship comes in many forms. Not only was book burning a way to hide information, but the Nazis' way of teaching a new way of living and obedience towards Hitler or propaganda is prevalent as well. The Nazi government, by telling the Germans what to think, utilized censorship. A way in which German propaganda is explained is in the movie Sophie Scholl. Sophie Scholl, The Final Days, is about a young woman, her brother, and their friend who are a part of the White Rose, a student-led group that creates anti-Nazi packets for the public to read. The movie is based in Germany, 1943, and during this time, such actions were prohibited. After spreading the pamphlets in a university square, Sophie and her organization are caught by the authorities, found guilty of treason, and eventually beheaded. Thankfully, the leaflets that were spread about happened to spread to England, where the Allies would be able to have incriminating information about the Nazis. What makes this movie relevant to Fahrenheit 451 is that the government working to hide information from the public in Nazi Germany is the same as the firemen burning books in the citizens' homes. What both the Nazis and characters like Beatty have failed to realize is that while burning paper may destroy the words on the page, if those words have already been read, they are in the minds of the people. Like the character Granger says at the end of Fahrenheit 451, better to keep it, the books, in the old heads where no one can see it or suspect it. We are all bits and pieces of history and literature. Censorship, while having the power to restrain people and their actions, can only go so far. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.